attention. Okay, let me just quickly do a recap because Mr. actually forgot to press the record button. I want to record this down so that over the weekend you can listen to it again and again. Okay. Okay. Have I started recording? Yes, I've started. Okay, let's share the screen again. Okay. Okay, let's do a quick recap. This time around, I will do a quick one so that it'll be reinforced in you. Are you ready, Caleb? Okay, so as I was saying, for formal writing, for salutation, when you know the appointment of the person or when you know the surname of the person, you sign off as yours sincerely. If you do not know the appointment of the person, you do not know the surname of the person, and you just write dear sir / madam, please sign off as yours faithfully. And in both cases, when you sign off as yours faithfully or yours sincerely, please, the faithfully and the sincerely, please, they are lowercase f and lowercase s. The common mistake that a lot of children make is they write the faithfully as capital F, they write the sincerely as capital S. So at this point in time, did I make myself very clear? Any questions so far? Any questions so far? No, huh? Okay, now let's move on to informal salutation. In informal salutation, you always start with hi. Okay, you start with hi. To make your life easier, start with hi. Okay, and you only address the person by the name. Let's say, hi, Leonard. Hi, Tricia. Hi, Zixuan. Don't ever write the full name of the person in an informal writing, okay? Because common sense tells you that you never write to your friend by saying, hi, Leonard Lee. It sounds very cool, am I right? So let's say you actually forgot the format during your exam, bring your common sense in, okay? If it's informal writing, when you write hi, remember, don't write the surname, just hi, Leonard, comma. Got it? Got it now? Okay, now let's move to the tone. Let's move to the tone of a formal writing. The tone, as the title of the writing suggests, it must be formal. Okay, it must be formal. Like you're writing to a principal, you're writing to a manager, you're writing to someone with appointment, you're writing to someone that you don't even know. You're making you're making a formal complaint. You're making a formal. You're giving a formal message. That's why the tone must be very formal. Later on, I will tell you what it means by being formal. Actually, you guys know. I'm just revising with you. For informal, again, common sense comes in. You're writing to a friend. You don't write to a friend with very formal tone. Like, I am writing this email to you to invite you to a movie. This sounds too formal. You don't write to your friend like that, right? So later on, I'll elaborate on the tone. Then for words, I'll share with you as well for the difference between formal and informal. Then the signing off. Signing off, actually, I've already explained to you as well. But later on, I'll explain to you, elaborate further, okay, as I move down the slides. Okay, so there's a difference between formal writing and informal writing. So I will move on in details now. Okay, so for formal and informal, look at the table now. Both goes to the left, okay, salutation. So for formal, dear Mr. Lee, dear manager, okay, dear sir / madam. Okay, now question time. When I say dear manager, the M, is it capital M or small m? Cheryl?
Capital.
Yes, very good, capital M. Then dear manager, do you have a comma after manager?
Yes.
Yes, very good. Okay, so there's a comma. Okay, what about for informal? Hi, Lucas. Is there a comma after Lucas?
Yes.
Leonard, can you not monopolize the answering? Can someone else answer, please? Let's Enray. After Lucas, is there a comma? Hi, Lucas. Enray. Enray.
Yes.
Okay, so there is a comma. Okay, all this you guys know, right? It's just a revision, huh? Then you move on to the next line. Okay, you move on to the next line. Do you need to give 2 finger spacing? for the next line? Can someone answer me? Can I call Hugo? Hugh, do you need 2 finger spacing for situational writing?
No.
Yes, very good. No. Okay. Situational writing is very different from compo writing, as you have all be known by now. Okay, it's very different from compo writing. For compo writing, you need paragraphing. For situational, you don't need finger spacing. Understand? Just go straight and start writing from the left. Okay, so you start writing, and notice the next point. Everything is to the left. Everything is to the left. Okay, and the last point, important, in one single paragraph. The whole situational writing should be written in one single paragraph. No paragraphing is needed in situational writing. Got it? Okay. I know some of you bought guidebooks in Popular, or some of your tuition teachers might have used a different guidebook and told you that, oh, paragraphing is allowed. Please, let's follow. We are being practical here. We're taking our exam soon. Please, in one single paragraph. Got it? Okay. So let's look further down below the table. We have I give a very quick structure. Okay, this is an example. So can someone tell me? Look at the gray box here. What is the writing? What is the writing in there? Is it a formal piece or informal piece? Can I have a volunteer to answer me? Jaden, can you tell me the writing in the gray box? Is it a formal piece or informal piece? Oh, I saw someone else raising the hand. Okay, Haijie, yes.
Formal.
Formal, very good. What makes you think that it's formal, Haijie?
Because of the dear, and then I'm Jane Tan, and the sir and madam.
Very good, very good. Okay, so Haijie is very good in identifying. So firstly, is dear sir / madam, right? If you do not know the appointment of person, you do not know the surname of the person, you would write dear sir / madam. And please bear in mind which letters are in the uppercase. Is S and remember there's a comma after that. And you have to introduce yourself. Okay, all these I will go through you later on. You have to introduce yourself, and you have to introduce yourself in your full name. I am Jane Tan. You cannot introduce yourself as I'm Jane in a formal writing. I mean, all these you have known by now. So it's just a repetition. So after that, you got to explain the purpose of this writing. All of you who have known. Then after that, we talk about the most important part that children always make
Sorry,
mistakes.
not clear.
Sorry?
Not clear, not clear.
Okay, Leonard, you can switch off your mic so that maybe there's less feedback. Okay. So you sign off as yours faithfully. Can someone tell me why yours faithfully here? Can someone tell me why yours faithfully? Yes, Gareth.
Because you don't know the person is sir / madam.
Very good. And notice the F. The F is lower case. Am I right? It's lower case. Okay. And J. Off as Jane. Okay, for formal writing. Okay, and I got a feeling if this round the PSLE paper 1 comes up with formal writing, they will try to make it slightly difficult for you by not giving you the surname of the person. So you got to invent your own. Okay, if let's say they did not give you any surname, just invent your own. Let's say they only tell you Jane wants to write to the manager of a restaurant. Can you switch off your mic, please, Leonard? Is it Leonard? Okay, so if the PSLE paper just give you the name of the person, the name of the writer as Jane, and there's no surname at all, remember, Mahabodhi has trained you well. Don't panic. Okay, just invent your own surname and sign off. It can be any surname. Jane Tan, Jane Ma, Jane Cow, Jane Lau, whatever. Okay, so please remember, you got to sign off with your full name. Okay, got it? Okay, now let's move on to the next slide. Okay, this is what I told you earlier on. Okay, for formal, you always write with dear sir / madam if no name is given. You can, if a surname is given, so you got to read the question properly. Yeah, you got to read the question very carefully. That's why I advise you to bring a highlighter or pencil and ruler along and highlight the important information. So dear Mr. Tan, comma, dear manager, comma, or dear principal, comma. And for informal, our school encourages you to use hi. Okay, so that when let's say you face slight exam stress on the actual day, you don't have to panic and say, oh, yo, can I use dear for informal? Actually, you can. In PSL, we don't mark you wrong. Okay, for informal, you can use dear. But in our school, we encourage you to use hi lah. But even if you use dear, it's still fine. Okay. But in our school, we tell you to use hi, so that there's a clear distinction. Okay. So I make this clear. Got it? So dear and hi are both acceptable. It's just that Mr. encourages you to use hi. Okay. Just remember for every okay. There's no greeting needed for formal writing. You must first introduce yourself. When I say no greeting needed, don't how are you, manager? Or let's say you write to Mr. Square, right? Dear Mr. Square, comma, how are you? I've not seen you for a long time. Doesn't sound right, right? So that's why I say sometimes situational writing, common sense comes in. You there's no need to greet your principal or the manager of the restaurant like by asking how are you. Just go straight to the point. I am Leonard Lee from Perry Primary School, or I'm Leonard Lee. The purpose of this writing, or I'm writing this email to compliment one of your staff. So this is very formal. This is very formal. Or I'm writing this email to make a complaint against one of your staff. Something like this. Okay, something like this. All right. So there's no greeting needed. Don't write how are you for formal. But for informal, you got to bring in how are you? The way you actually greet your friends. How are your holidays? Okay, how's school? Okay, so for informal, you have to start off with a greeting. So this is called introductory statement. Please remember this, okay? Anyway, I'm going to leave the slides on SLS. So over the weekend, you can revise again with Ms. Teng's beautiful voice in the background, okay? Okay, next, the content. The purpose of writing is very important. So for formal, early on, I said, I'm writing this email. Okay, let me elaborate a little so that you know what's the purpose of writing. I'm writing this email to purpose of writing. For informal, please, the last piece of practice paper, I still see writing, I am writing this note to tell you, to invite you to watch a movie. Hello, you don't speak this way to your friend. Who speaks this way to your friend? Nobody. So for informal, please. Oh, my previous okay, my keyboard. Would you like to go for a movie? Something like this. Okay. So my keyboard has some issues tonight. Would you like to go for a movie with me? So you first start off by saying, how are you? How was your holiday? Would you like to go for a movie with me? This is the purpose of writing. So let me tell you very honestly, when we mark situation writing in PSLE, we actually pay a lot of attention to this purpose of writing, the way you phrase it. If it's informal and you write in a very formal tone, like I would like to invite you for a movie, to join me for a movie, then we'll immediately deduct marks away from you, because nobody writes to a friend like that. So Mr. is teaching you how to write in an informal tone. So the tone is very important. Okay, got it? This is the part where children always make mistake in for informal. Okay, so please bear in mind this part. Okay, got it? So did I make myself clear? Yes, someone just asked a question, right? At this point in time, any question?
Yes.
Yes, what's the question? The person who is asking a question, can you adjust your mic properly? Yes, who's that? Identify yourself, please. Ray Heng. Who's that? Yes, Ray Heng. What kind of question? What question you want to ask me?
On the
Okay.
slide.
Your
like to go,
sorry again.
you said, would you like to go for a movie? Then you start with
I can't hear you. Oh, the with you I spelled wrongly, is it? Oh, sorry. Okay. Sorry. Or would you like to join me in a celebration? Something like this. Okay. Would you like to join me in a celebration? Okay, something like this. The way you actually invite your friend. Or would you like to participate in this competition with me? Okay. The way you ask your friend to join you in certain things. Like just imagine when you write an informal piece, just imagine yourself writing to your best friend. Okay, so for Olivia's case, imagine yourself writing to Nikki. So for Cheyenne, Cheyenne's situation, imagine Cheyenne writing to Hoi. Or for Aloysius, imagine yourself writing to Jin Rong. Okay, got it? How are you going to write to Jin Rong, Aloysius? Aloysius, are you there?
hi.
No, hi, Jin Rong. Yeah, correct. Homer, how have you been, right?
Yeah.
Right. How have you been? Would you like to would you like to join me for a movie? Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, correct. So remember, if informal comes out again during prelims, please remember the tone. Okay, the tone is very important. Okay. Okay. Can I move on already? Okay. So the next is the concluding statement. After you have written all the points, right? You have written what happened, what are the points that you want to write down in your situational writing, and all the points will be given there, and you will be very well guided. After you finish writing, right? Informal writing is always I hope. Okay, I hope. So I hope such incidents will not happen again. I hope, let's say it's a complaint, right? I hope such incidents will not happen again. If it's a compliment, I hope you will commend Kan Ho Yi for the excellent service. Or if it's a report, I hope this information will be helpful in your investigation. And always end with a thank you. Okay, the reason why I say out the phrase thank you very loudly is because in formal writing, thank you is a must. Thank you is a must. Okay, it's a must. It's a must. My keyboard is giving me a lot of issues tonight. Okay, it's a must. Got it? Regardless of whether it's a complaint, it's a compliment, or report, please end up with a thank you. Okay, but for informal, here comes the part where it's slightly more challenging. Okay, informal, you don't have to end every single informal with a thank you. For example, the recent practice that we had, you actually invited your friend to join you for a movie, right? And it's all paid for, right? And your uncle actually did you the favor, right? Your uncle actually wanted to watch the movie with you, but the uncle was posted overseas, so he couldn't watch. So you're offering your friend the movie ticket, and you're offering to him or her free, you know. So when you sign off, you can say, I hope to hear from you soon. I look forward to your reply. But do not say thank you, because you are doing your friend a favor. You understand? When you're offering your friend something, you do not say thank you. Got it? So this is quite commonsensical. But it's just unfortunately, some kids actually memorize and say that, oh, every piece of writing I must put a thank you. But for informal, the moment you put a thank you for something that you shouldn't be thanking your friend for, we mark you down. Not that we like to mark you down, but because we follow PSLE style very strictly. Okay, PSLE actually catch your tone very carefully, okay, and very diligently. So for informal, remember, if you are doing your friend, for informal, if you are doing your friend, let me write it down here. Okay, note. If you are doing your friend a favor, you guys can see my screen, right? Do not end with a thank you. Sorry. Do not end with a thank you. Okay, please. Okay, if you're doing your friend a favor, let me see your friend a favor. Okay, it might not be a friend, can be relative, okay, or can be neighbor, whatever. As long as someone you know, okay. So don't memorize blindly and say, oh, Mr. Say only friend, right? No. It's someone that you actually know, okay? So for informal, if you're doing someone a favor, like inviting someone to a birthday party or offering someone I've not seen many scenarios, but it's always offering someone a gift, offering someone a free movie ticket, inviting someone to join you in a competition. All this you don't have to say thank you, because actually you're just hoping that he or her would join you, and maybe you're doing him a favor, like, hey, I noticed that there's this competition that you may like, and you are very good in drawing, so would you like to join us in a team of 4? So you just say, I hope to hear from you soon. I look forward to your reply. Okay, things like that, you don't have to say thank you. Unless you are writing a thank you note to your friend, thanking him for something that he has done for you. Okay, like maybe, let's see. I cannot think of any example now. Let's say Adelia, writing an informal note to someone or to her best friend to thank her for the help that her friend rendered. Then you end off with thank you. Understand? So in this case, if someone has done you a favor, then you write thank you at the end. But if you are inviting someone to join a competition, to watch a movie with you, please do not write thank you, okay? Because you'll be marked down. Understand? Just end off with, I look forward to your reply. I hope to hear from you soon. Things like that. Got it? 明不明白? Can someone answer me? Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. So bear this in mind, okay? Okay. Now signing off. This is the part. Okay, we have actually broken down into such detailed format for you. So for formal, you sign off as yours faithfully if the salutation is dear sir/madam. Okay, you sign off as yours sincerely, comma, Jane Lim, full name. Okay, let me write here full name, so that when you revise, you actually know his full name. Please, okay, Mr. has invent the surname if the surname is not given in the exam script. Okay.
Mister, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me. Am I
Yeah.
speaking from outer? Am I speaking from outer space?
No, it's not clear. Your voice is not clear.
Oh, not clear. Oh, can you hear
Yeah,
me?
not clear. Very hard to hear.
Sounds
you
like
hear
a
me?
bit muffled.
Oh, okay.
Quite muffled
sorry.
indeed.
Okay, sorry. Hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, now can hear.
Not here. Okay, now
Okay.
that's all the way you can't hear me at all.
Not all the way. Just now only.
Okay.
Just
So-
for a while, it sounded a bit muffled.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some parts some of them are like muffled. After that, it's okay. After muffled again, they're okay.
Oh, so sorry. Because this part has been recorded.
Okay.
Anyway, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, can you switch off your mic, please? Okay, I've broken down in details here. So when you revise, please go through the slides again. I'm going to post on SLS. Please invent the surname if the surname is not given in the exam script. Okay, please remember this. I think this will come in useful in your secondary school as well. So you'll be so glad that Mahabudi taught you, right? Oh, you went out of the slide. But anyway, you should know lah. I don't want to add in under so many because I run out of space. Please invent the surname. Okay, if the surname is not sufficient. So I put an exclamation mark. Okay, I put exclamation mark here. And latest edition. Please write yours sincerely if the salutation is dear name, let's say dear Mr. Lim or dear appointment holder. Okay, that's what I meant here. No APPT, right? What does APPT stand for? Dear appointment, like dear manager. Got it? Any questions so far? For formal? At this point in time, I want to make sure you guys understand. This is the most, actually, this is quite a crucial part where a lot of children always make mistake in. Any questions so far? 没有啊，没有问题 Mr. Move on, okay? Mr. shall move on, okay? Okay, so for informal, always sign off as cheers. I know some tuition center will tell you it's fine to sign off yours sincerely. Yes, it's fine. But again, well, we're being very realistic and practical here. We don't want you to because you never know what will happen during on the day of the exam. Some of you may get a bit worried and forgot the rules. So I want to make your life easier for you. Just remember, for informal, the safest to sign off is cheers or regards. That's all. Okay, that's all. And cheers, capital C, comma, Jane. No surname. Please do not sign off with any surname. Okay. Last practice that we had, a few of you sign off with a full name under the informal writing. Okay, so sign off as cheers and regards for signing off. Any problems so far? 有没有问题？有没有问题？ Okay, no answer again. Okay, never mind. Okay, so I believe we have done a very comprehensive revision. Okay, anyway, these slides will still be on SLS and the recording will be on SLS as well. So for both formal and informal, this is very important. Know the purpose of writing, which is given a task. Know your audience. Know the context, whether is it formal or informal. So you got to gauge for yourself. Okay, all of you are very capable of gauging already. Writing to your friend means, what does writing to your friend mean? Informal or formal? Hello? Formal, informal. If it's writing to your friend.
Informal.
Formal, very good. Writing to the school principal.
Formal.
Very good.
But if you don't know the principal name, then what do you say? Just say
right.
dear principal, right?
Yes, principal. Yeah. But let's say. Hey, Kai Jay, can I continue? Let's say MOE tries to be tricky, and they say that you are the pupil of so and so primary school, and you are writing to your own principal, right? You must watch out for the speech bubble. Sometimes in the speech bubble, the picture might show a boy talking to the principal, and then the boy might be saying, "Hi, Mr. Square." Da 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 da. So you must catch very carefully. In the speech bubble, sometimes the surname of the principal is given, so you have to adapt. So if you are a pupil of that school and the principal's surname is given, you have to write "Dear Mr. Square," comma. Okay, do not write "Dear Sir / Madam." So that's why for formal writing, there's a bit of common sense involved as well. If you are the pupil of that school and you're writing to your own principal, do not write "Dear Sir / Madam." Just like you wouldn't write "Dear Sir / Madam" to your own principal, Mr. Square. Okay, so if the question script mentions that you are the pupil of that particular school and you're writing your own principal, please read the question carefully and see if in the speech bubble the surname of the principal is mentioned. Okay, if the surname of the principal isn't mentioned, then you just write "Dear Principal." But not likely that the surname is not given to you, because MOE actually wants to test your common sense. All of you will know the surname of your principal, so please read the speech bubble carefully. Okay. Sometimes MOE can be so tricky to actually make sure that you read the speech bubble carefully before you start writing. Okay. So just read carefully the script and speech bubble, the conversation going on in the between the characters in the script. Okay, so you got to read very carefully. That's all. So my advice to you is bring a highlighter, bring a pencil and a ruler on that day. Go and highlight all the important information. Got it? And how long should you spend on situation writing in a composition in the paper 1 exam? Can someone tell me?
10 minutes.
Around 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes, not more than that. So don't spend time putting in all the flowery language in situational. That is
Only
not.
put flowery.
Yeah, there's no need for show not tell in situational. Just go straight to the point and bum and sign off and goodbye. Okay, got it?
Yep.
Okay, so I have finished the part on situational. I will leave this on SLS. Okay. Now at this point in time, I will move on to composition. Actually, composition, I only have a few things to share. Composition, at this point in time, I'm not going to mention about the grammar, the basic grammar stuff and the vocab stuff, because all of you are pretty well versed already. It's all a matter of attitude now. Okay, if at this point in time you are still quite careless with grammar, and the tenses, really you should ask yourself why. Because since P3 you have been taught how to use past tense, how to use show not tell and things like that. If you are still not using them, that means you are still not having the growth mindset. So compo, I only have a few points to mention. Please listen carefully, okay? For composition, my advice is before you start writing a composition, please plan. Please plan. Okay, always remember plan. Do not plunge straight in and start writing. Okay, please plan. Look at what the question wants from you. So for example, let's take for example the previous examination, the SA1 examination. It was a dishonest act, right? So you got to actually calm yourself down and ask yourself what does it mean by a it was an honest act. Sorry, it was an honest act. Like the theme of the story was an honest act. So you got to ask yourself what is an honest act? Okay, so if it's an honest act, the next image that comes to your mind will be your planning. Okay, your planning. Okay, so you should remember the structure of a compo, right? Firstly, it's all about hamburger. Okay, so the hamburger, the bread, the two slices of bread is very thin on the top and in the bottom. The patty in the middle is the thickest, full of stuff like 2 slices of beef and some lettuce, some mayonnaise, some pickles. So the portion in the middle is the thickest, and that is your content. So the content must be always the best and the longest. Whereas the intro, at the top, which is the bread on top, is supposed to be very short and thin, and the resolution and conclusion is supposed to be thin as well. Okay, so the patty in the middle must be the thickest and the juiciest. Okay, that's what will capture the attention of your readers. Okay, so the structure you're very familiar. I'm just putting up the structure to help you revise. So there must be an introduction. There must be an introduction, and there must be a problem. Okay, then there must be complication. It can be complication actually means obstacles, right? To you solving the problem. So it can be complication 1 all the way to 3 or to 4 plus a climax. Okay, then the problem must be solved. So the solving part is called the resolution, and finally end off with a conclusion. Got it? End off with a conclusion, and the conclusion must always involve some feelings. Okay, must always involve feelings, which most of you or all of you are very well versed with. So it's all a matter of attitude now, whether you want to have the discipline to write a good compo. Okay, so with this structure, when you plan, please follow exactly. And remember, this is the introduction is the slice of bread on top, which is very thin. This part here, from problem all the way to climax, is a patty in the middle. The lettuce, the pickles, the mayonnaise, whatever they want to add between the 2 slices of bread, that is the juiciest. So that is the problem all the way to the climax. Okay, and finally, this is the bottom slice of the bread, the resolution and the conclusion, which should be just right, not too thick and just nice. Okay, so just imagine yourself eating a hamburger. If the bread is too thick on the top, and the patty is just one miserable slice, just one thin slice in the middle, would you think that you have been cheated by McDonald's? That means the bread is so thick, you know, the 2 slices of bread, and the patty in the middle is just one thin slice. You would have felt cheated, right? So likewise, if your introduction is so long, 1.5 pages long, and your problem to the climax is just maybe 1 page long, or maybe worse still, 3/4 page long, and lastly your resolution is another 1.5 page, well, I tell you, nobody will want to buy your storybook. So you got to plan your story very well. Okay, so plan it well. Okay, so let's move on. Then after this, my slide is not working. Oops. Okay, let me try again. Okay. Okay, this is the must-have. Okay, term 3. I mean, during the June holidays.
I think your screen freeze.
My screen freeze. Is it still frozen?
Yeah.
Huh?
You cannot see
Still
it.
on the informal and formal, right?
Huh? Still on informal. Oh, sorry. Oops. That means all the while I've been talking to Oh, sorry. And it's all being recorded. So when you play the recording again, you might be watching some strange stuff, you know. But it's okay. Let me repeat again, okay? So for composition, as I mentioned earlier on, this is the structure, and you understand the structure of hamburger, right? Let me repeat again. The introduction. Hey, why is it like that? Tonight, it's like Murphy's Law. Okay, the introduction is the top slice of the bread, which is thin, just nice, not too thick, maybe 1 paragraph to 2 paragraphs long. And the problem all the way to complication. You guys can see my slide, right? What do you see now on your screen?
The structure.
Okay, structure. This part here that I highlighted is the patty, is the beef or the chicken, and the mayonnaise and the lettuce. Okay, this part is the thickest and the juiciest. So you got to make it very thick. So it could be 4 paragraphs long, 5 paragraphs long, depending on how long you can write. Okay. And the last part, the resolution to the conclusion, is the bottom slice of the bread. It should be just about there, not too long, maybe 1.5 paragraphs. So it all depends on the length of your composition. Just remember the structure of a hamburger when you plan. Okay. So please plan before you start writing. And how much time should you spend on planning during the actual exam? Can someone answer me?
10 minutes.
Yeah, about 10 minutes. So you have about 50 minutes to complete your compo. Okay, you have 50 minutes to complete your compo, which is reasonable amount of time. Okay, so let's move on now. Okay, what are the must-have during the June holidays? I told you these are the 2 things that you must have. Okay, and if you have been following diligently, you know that show not tell can come in almost every single paragraph, and show not tell actually is very, very easy. So just imagine yourself writing out the details as you display emotion. It's very easy, right? Because from the way you underline your show not tell, I can tell you this class is very capable with show not tells. So it's really a matter of whether you want to put in effort now. Okay, so for this prelim and PSLE is your chance to show off your skills in show not tell. Okay, so please use show not tell as much as possible, but of course the relevant ones lah. Recently, when I read your composition, all of you can use show not tells very well. So have faith, okay? So remember, these are the must-have: show not tell plus the transitional phrases. Transitional phrases are useful, as I've shown you throughout the June holidays, or up till maybe 2 weeks ago. That transitional phrases actually help to link your paragraphs better. Like as soon as, however, the moment I reach the zoo, the moment I reach the zoo. These are transitional phrases. Okay, without them, you will not be able to link paragraphs well. So go and read over this weekend. Go and read a number of your model compos. Okay, I've been asking you to read model compos since the last PTC. So I hope most of you have been reading diligently. Okay, I can raise a few names here to tell you that these pupils have actually done very well. Okay, like Cheryl, Adelia, Tricia can write well as well. Okay, and a few others like Caleb can write well. Hugh can write well as well. Priyan is another one. Okay, but Priyan is not online tonight because he has something on. So all these pupils have been reading. To Kai Jie actually can read well. To Kai Jie, I'm very impressed with him because he has been reading Harry Potter these few weeks. Okay, so his writing is also improving. So look at how authors, okay, this weekend you look at model composer, how authors transit between paragraph. You will understand what are transitional phrases. Okay, these are very important. So these 2, the moment you master it, you will become a very good writer. Of course, over and above the grammar errors, because I'm not going to tell you, oh, you shouldn't be using these tenses, you shouldn't be using that tenses, because all these have been taught to you since P3. So it's a matter of discipline right now. Okay, but at P6 level, these 2 are very crucial: show not tell and transitional phrases. Okay, then lastly, good to have conflict. For example, the last SA1, it was about this. It was about honest act, right? So we were all looking out for this, the conflict. Like you picked up a wallet, and you were tempted to keep the wallet for yourself because you discovered a thick stack of cash in there, and you had actually wanted badly to have a PS4. Okay, then you can elaborate by saying that, and coincidentally, the night before, you were begging your dad and mom to get you a PS4, but all they did was to shake their heads and stare at you sternly. So these are all show not tell phrases, you know, because you did not say that your dad, you did not immediately tell the reader that your dad and mom disapprove of your idea, or your dad and mom thought that that was a bad idea or lousy idea. But instead, you describe their expression. Your dad and mom stared at you the moment they heard this idea being uttered, and they wave you off with a a stern look, something like this. Okay, so these are all show not tell, which most of you are all of you are very capable of using. So remember, a good compo is full of such details, show not tell. Okay, as I said, it's good to have conflict. So when, let's say, for prelims, when you write a piece of compo, please think of the possible conflict of feelings that you can have in your compo. Okay, like a contrast of moods as well. So you're about to keep the cash for yourself, but then you remember what your teacher had taught you during DE lesson, that it's good to be honest, something like this. So you actually were actually trying to keep the cash. You're actually trying to be dishonest. You're actually planning to be dishonest, but then you remember something else. So this is a conflict. Okay, you don't have to write that there was an evil voice in me and a kind voice in me, something like this. You don't have to write all this out. You just have to show us that there was a conflict in you. So you can say that like what Mr. mentioned earlier on. You can say that the night before you were asking for something and your dad and mom had waved you off, and you're very disappointed, and you actually hit your face in a pillow and cried for a few hours before you fell asleep. And little to your and to your surprise, this morning you actually found a wallet lying in the school canteen, and it contained the exact amount of money that you needed for a PS4. Okay, you were tempted to keep it, but then you remember what your VE teacher had taught you a few weeks ago, that honesty is the best policy. And you were thinking of being compassionate as well. What if the stack of notes were meant for someone's textbook, or to purchase some necessary stuff for some art material, something like this? Okay, of course it's not realistic here. PS4 costs much more than art material, but I think you will be able to write better than me. I'm thinking on the spot right now. So PS4 and the amount of money needed for art material is totally, it doesn't tally like that. Okay, so you must bring in this kind of conflict. Okay, I'm sure most of you or all of you know how to bring in the conflict. I cannot give you a specific example now, but over this weekend, when you read your model compo and as you look at Mr. Ng's slides, you'll notice that you can identify conflicts very well, or contrast or moods. Understand? For example, the recent celebration compo that we wrote, right? It can be that before you step on stage, you're feeling the jittery. Okay, beads of perspiration were rolling down your forehead. So this is you feeling nervous, right? But the moment you step into the limelight with the spotlight shining at you, all your worries were gone with the wind. Now see the contrast. You see the contrast now? All your worries were gone with the wind. Suddenly, you bask in the limelight, and you saw the smiles of the audience, as particularly that of the principal plus your parents. And you started dancing gracefully. Now, something like this. There's a contrast. You get the gist of it now. So you must be able to come up with such stuff to show that you are actually a thinking writer. Okay, all good writers have these two elements in it. The reason why I put good to have and not compulsory is because I want you to ask yourself, are you going to differentiate yourself from the average writer? All good writers have this skill in them. Okay, all good writers have this skill in them. But if I say compulsory, some of you may feel, Mr. was too stressful. So I leave it to you. But I read your previous compo. Most of you can do it. Okay? Most of you can do it. At this point in time, I feel like talking to the wall. Are you all still there?
Yes.
Okay. So you understand? You understand the gist of it now? You understand the gist of it now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will leave these slides and the video on SLS. Over the weekend, go and capture it again if you forgot what I said. But over the weekend, I want you to read some model compos and take note of the show, not tell, transitional phrases, plus all these conflicts and contrasts of moods. Then by Monday, I'm sure all of you will be able to actually have the flair of a good writer. Why do I hear so much background noises? But anyway, I think I've overstretched the time. It's about 1 hour already. So any questions in the meantime?
So are we not gonna do the photo?
Yes,
No.
of course. Hey, that's not the crucial.
Can we don't do it?
I have to do it because I need to submit a photo for the class magazine.
Students are running around.
Because I'm quite hungry. Okay.
I know I'm hungry too, but anyway, let's stop sharing already. Okay, I will stop the recording as well. Then we can do a quick photo. As I say cheese, you guys press the heart emotion. Is that right? You know the heart emotion?
I'm gonna put on my best.
What the best?